Same directions, multiply and simplify. Notice that we have a trinomial, but that shouldn't scare you. Notice that it's basically, think of it as 4 corners. Even though it's 2 fractions, bars, just think of it as 4 corners. So step 1, let's factor out the first corner. Remember, always look to see if there's a GCF. You know that there is no GCF. You can go through the 4 for your head real quick. Do we have matching parentheses? No. Do we have the same letter in all terms? No, that 18 doesn't. Do we have the same number in all terms? No, that doesn't have a number. Does it start as a negative? No, it starts as a positive. So no GCF. Count the number of terms. 3 terms. You decide what's appropriate. We know for me, I'm going to choose shortcut because there's no number in front. If there's no number in front, shortcut's the quickest, fastest, easiest. But if you're my arch people, put it on a separate piece of paper, go do your arch, do your 8 steps, and then do your grouping method. That's fine. But for me, remember, 2 sets of parentheses, break out the leading term, c squared as c and c. Then we know that the plus means same signs. So when I mean same signs, these would be the same. Since it's same, we don't know if it's 2 pluses or 2 minuses. You look at the middle, and we know it's same minuses. Okay, so that's step 1. This is step 2. Step 3 is do all the combos of 18. So 18, 1 and 18, 2 and 9, 3 and 6, and that's it. Remember how I do combos list? I do 1. So divide by 1, divide by 2, divide by 3. Doesn't go evenly in 4, doesn't go evenly in 5, and 6 is already on the board. That's step 3. Step 4, remember we're going to add our combos. So I add, and I see if anything matches. The middle is a 9. Perfect, we get a combo that gives us 9. So we choose our combo. Okay, so that's our step 5 there, choosing. And then step 6, placement. Since they're both negatives, one's going to be here, one's going to be here. Placement, no big deal. Now we're done corner 1. Corner number 2, this bottom one. Again, don't go right into the saying, oh, there's 2 terms, is it difference of squares? No. Always look for a GCF. I don't care if it's 3 terms, 2 terms, 1 term, 4 terms. Always look to see if there's a GCF. You can see, yes, they both have the same letter. So take out the letter C. If you take out a C, remember what's left over? They cancel out to be a -3. But c squared over c, there's still 1 extra c left over on top. Okay, so you want to take out your GCF first, and then count the number of terms left over. Forget about the GCF, so there's 1, 2. And then ask yourself, 2 terms, do we have difference of squares? No, 3 is not a perfect square. Third corner. Now this is a mononomial. So a mononomial, since there's no other term to compare it with, I don't have to look for GCF, but because it's 1 term, the only way to factor out 1 term mononomials is to do tree diagrams. Don't write it in factored form. So c squared is going to become c, 2 of them. And then the 4th corner, because this is a binomial, I don't want you to break up c squared as cc and break up 36 as 2, 2, 3, 3. Don't do that. You have to first see if there's a GCF. No, there's no GCF, no matching parentheses. This doesn't have a letter, this doesn't have a number, it doesn't start with a negative. Then count the number of terms, 2 terms. 2 terms, you have to do difference of squares. You cannot do the tree diagram. So do not do CC, 2, 2, 3, 3, don't do that. Say yourself, 2 terms, difference of squares. Does it meet the condition? Yes. Minus sign, perfect square, so yes. 2 sets of parentheses, 1 plus, 1 minus, and then the square root of c squared, c and c, and then the square root of 36, 6 and 6. Once you break down the 4 corners, 1, 2, 3, 4, then we told you to do 1 big super fraction bar. This way, you only have a top and a bottom. And then you're just going to see if any binomials cancel. Look for that first. So notice you have a c minus 3 and a c minus 3. Do that. And a c minus 6 and a c minus 6. Do that. Now notice, once we got that, we don't have a c plus 6 up here. Now we can do mononomials. This c and this c, perfect because they're both mononomials. This c and this c, no good. Remember, this is super glued. The plus signs, a binomial. Mononomials and binomials cannot cancel out. So then what's left over is mononomial c on top, binomial c plus 6 at the bottom. So it's going to be c over c plus 6. If you want to keep this in parentheses so that you don't confuse yourself saying, oh, why can't a c and a c cancel out? If you put that parentheses there, you might remember, oh, that's why. Binomial glued to the 6 cannot cancel out with just a plain c.